Californians at risk.
But first, Obamacare stays. What's next for the GOP after failing to get the votes necessary to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act? According to Speaker Paul Ryan, the nation will be, quote, living with Obamacare for the foreseeable future. Good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Tony Lopez.
And I'm Adrienne Moore. Marathon negotiation sessions were not enough to convince Republicans to get on board with the GOP plan to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act. So Ryan pulled the bill. Weisha Zhang has more now on this dramatic day on Capitol Hill.
Further consideration of H.R. 1628 is postponed.
Republican leaders postponed and then canceled the vote to repeal and replace Obamacare.
Mr. Vice President, do you have the vote?
Vice President Mike Pence canceled a trip to Arkansas to try and convince the members of the House Freedom Caucus to change their minds and support the American Health Care Act.
My vote's still a no. I can't speak for anybody else.
But last-minute efforts were unsuccessful and the bill was pulled rather than go through an embarrassing defeat. President Trump and Speaker Ryan pressured reluctant Republicans by reminding them that every member of the GOP campaigned on overturning Obamacare.
You can't force people to vote, but I think we've given them every single reason to fulfill every pledge that they've made. But some conservatives pushed for a more complete repeal.
There are a lot of Republicans who came to Washington saying that's why we came, is to not go for just the possible, but to go for what we promised voters, and that's one of the clashes you've got here.
President Trump and Ryan will need conservative support in the weeks and months ahead as they push other legislation, such as tax reform and funding for a wall between the U.S. and Mexico border.
And even if the GOP leaders had convinced House members to support the bill, it faced some stiff opposition from some Republicans in the Senate.
Now, many health care leaders in California are happy the bill never went to a vote. We joined CBS13's Elisa Becerra live in Davis, where one local representative, you saw him there briefly, says he would have voted no if it would have come to that. Elisa?
Yeah, absolutely. John Garamendi would have voted no had it actually gone to a vote. And today, his supporters, his constituents, came to his office, rolled up their sleeves to thank him.
Ryan is going to pull the plug.
Moments before it actually happened, Democratic Congressman John Garamendi told his constituents at Davis' office that the American Health Care Act bill would not make it to a vote, at least for now. The congressman still in Washington, fresh off the Congress floor, his constituents listening through a speaker.
I mean, this thing is, to repeal, and what they're replacing it with is really, really bad. There's no other way to describe it.
Something Livka Kaplowitz already knows.
It's very, very scary to me. What will happen to mental health, what will happen to health care for the elderly, all the issues that would come with this new bill. This bill is scary.
He's not cowering. He's not asking for a compromise. He's out there in front, calling it exactly as it is.
The group is here to thank the congressman for listening to them and saying no to the proposed American Health Care Act.
We have asked him to defend our health care, and he has, and that's exactly what Indivisible Yolo is all about.
All of this, if we're successful in stopping it, it's due to people like you all across the United States that are standing tall.
Now, I did put in several calls to Republican Congressman Tom McClintock's office. It went to voicemail but was full, and I was unable to even leave a message. We are continuing to try to reach some more Republicans to hear what they have to say about all of this. But what a wild day it has been in politics. Back to you.
Yeah, wild's a good word for it.
Yeah, no question about that. Thanks, Lisa.
For more on this story and other major stories, tune into a special edition of the CBS Evening News with Scott Pelley. That's at 3:30, just after this newscast.
New information this afternoon.